Hey guys, welcome back to Overland and Chelsea. Welcome back to another Tuesday evening with me and Matisse. As Matisse always says, lateness is greatness. And yeah, sorry, we always end up chatting behind stage, and then I'm like, oh, I have to start the show. Uh, so I'm feeling like a bit like stressed about everything that's going on. Hopefully we can just like focus on the Champions League and the games that are on today and tomorrow and kind of talk about that and maybe get like a break from all of the craziness that is Chelsea right now, that is Chelsea Twitter, and just talk about the Champions League, which is always one of my favorite times of year, like Champions League football. But Matthias, thanks for joining us always. How's it
Absolute
going?
pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm fighting on the front lines for this Chelsea fan base right now. It's mad. It's mad. Every single minute in the Chelsea fan base, it just feels like as if you're having to like respond or comment on some madness. It's like, I don't know. It's just there's a lot going on right now. That's all I have to say. There's a lot going on right now. It's hectic.
So much every day is fucking something else. And I can't be asked. I don't even post on Twitter because I'm too scared of the responses that I'm going to get. And I was nervous to do this stream, guys. So please be kind to me in the comments. Let's just get into talking about Champions League. And I'll kind of go to like the smaller games, or I don't want to say smaller games because they're still, Champions League games, but maybe the ones that you don't expect the teams to necessarily progress as much.
Yeah.
So I'll save United and Atletico and Lille versus Chelsea for when we have maybe a couple more people watching. But let's start off with Ajax Benfica. It's aggregate 2-2. Ajax play at home. They haven't been in the best of form, Matisse, but surely it must go their way. What do you think?
They drew against Saint Etienne on the weekend 0-0. Obviously, we saw there's no Sanchez as well available for them. He's not going to be available in midfield, so that's a big miss. They obviously do have their striker who's got 13 goals in Liga, in David. But even still, I think for us, we should be able to get through this game quite comfortably. We shouldn't really be having any issue. The only thing I will say is that we have to obviously take into account the current climate for Chelsea is quite mad. So the players, the manager, are they going to be at their best? Probably not at the moment. We saw that maybe against Newcastle. We've also got the wing backs missing, which is really messing up our build-up play and just our overall team from back to front. Possession-wise, going forward, everything is just kind of like at a standstill because of those wing backs not being available. Everybody that comes in and fills in those roles they don't have the capacity to take us to the next level, So we're kind of just like at a ceiling without these guys, Reece James and Chilwell. So I'm confident that the job will be done. But even if it's like a 0-0 and it's a boring game and it's nothing fancy, just get in and get out kind of thing, isn't it? It's not really. I mean, we've done the hard work in the first game, just getting that lead, so we shouldn't really have a problem.
I hope we don't. I haven't felt like great with Chelsea's performances, but I literally cannot expect good performances right now. Like if I'm feeling like shit with everything that's going on, I can't even imagine like how these players are feeling and like being in the limelight in everything. Yeah, it's I think we'll get the win in this game. I'm not expecting, like you said, any crazy performance. I'm not expecting like I don't know. I think we'll get the win, but I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I think we're just going to try to like not concede, maybe score if we get an opportunity, but I don't see us really like coming out on the front foot and necessarily like going for it.
No, 100%. I mean, we don't need to, do we? That's the beauty of it. We saw in the game at Stamford Bridge, there was a little bit of intent from them to counterattack us a little bit and try and create opportunities. And they did create opportunities. It wasn't the most comfortable win in the world at home. They created some chances in terms of their counters, their breaks. And in this game, we don't have to go and dominate possession and then allow a space in behind for them to counter. We can just not sit off, but we can play a bit more of a chess game, let them have a bit of the ball potentially, which is, sometimes the best thing we can do, as Chelsea in those Champions League run of last season, where we played Real Madrid and we played Manchester City as well in the final. We didn't always have to dominate possession. Sometimes we just picked and chose our times to take advantage of any space, any transitions, Kante making those long bursting runs. And we're not we've got good shape out of possession in this back three. So it's not a worry it's not a worry for us not to have the ball all the time,
Yeah. And so did you give a score prediction? I was reading the comments and saw a score prediction.
I didn't. I mean, I said I wouldn't mind a 0-0 because it doesn't really matter. But if I'm to go with a score prediction, I'll probably go 1-0 Chelsea.
I might even go I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 1-1 and like we still go through because we have more goals on aggregate.
Yeah.
But Lille have not been playing like extremely well. I'm just going to look up where they are in League. They are currently sitting in 6th, 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 games. So not great, but not terrible.
Yeah.
I still think that we should be able to get this match. And yeah, like Pranav says, Ronaldo Sanchez not being there is a massive bonus. Yeah, Alonso and Aspie are fit. We've been seeing like every player under the sun playing at this like right wing and left wing back spots. Like Ruben has been playing there. I feel like there was like another weird one that I was like, all right, did they just fill in at right wing back? So especially Aspie being fit, that will be like a massive boost. Hopefully Reece James can get back into training soon because we saw like what a difference Reece made in this match. I'm just taking a look at the other fixtures. So Juventus Villarreal is tomorrow as well. I actually thought the Chelsea match was today in my mind, and I was like mentally preparing myself to have to do a match review at 11 p.m. and it's tomorrow, not today. So kind of like good because I'm feeling a little tired. But Juventus Villarreal is 1-1 on aggregate. Obviously, Juventus kind of got their goal quickly. And they were sitting back, but they got punished for it. They can't do that again. Villarreal have a very good record in the Europa League. They win that often. They win a lot of their knockouts. But in the Champions League, their record really isn't great. I think they have lost to PSG and to Sevilla, if I'm not mistaken. Who do you see going through? Like Juventus, like must have it.
I don't know. Juventus are. I mean, they've fallen off a little bit, haven't they? They're a bit of a mixed bag with Juventus. They're, obviously, in Serie A, the Milan clubs are completely in control there. I'm not very impressed with Juventus in terms of them going far in this competition. Neither am I for Villarreal. It's 1-1 on aggregate. It's tight, man. I can't predict it. I'm not gonna lie. I'd really just be throwing it. I'd just be throwing it out to the wind and just airing caution for like whoever 50-50 really split. I mean, Juventus are at home, so I guess that does give them maybe the smallest advantage. But I'll go with the home win, but I don't really. Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a 1-0 Juventus win, but
the people in the comments are saying like
Villarreal upset. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, they could see Villarreal, which is super interesting. I really wouldn't be surprised if Juventus lost it, but like you said, I really feel it would be like a 50-50. Like it could go either way. The other game is Ajax Benfica 2-2 on aggregate. I feel like this one might be able to go either way as well. I can't speak today as well. Ajax obviously playing at home. Who do you think is going through in that match?
I watched this game in the 2-2 draw. I wasn't really impressed with either team, to be honest. Ajax, didn't really have control of the game. Yeah, they got the 2 goals. Anthony wasn't really that influential. It was more the rest of the attackers that were getting involved. Everyone but Anthony, if anything. I mean, really, their attack weren't great. You know, it was a game based on more goalkeeping errors than it was actual individual quality or team quality. Can't remember the name of that Ajax right back, but he was very good in that game. I'll probably go over like 2-1 Ajax, but both
That's what I
teams.
was thinking as
Yeah,
well.
I'm only going with Ajax because they blitzed the group stage so much. Like they won
Yeah.
obviously 6 out of 6. Horler was banging in the goals. So I'm just assuming the one time I watched them against Benfica there, they had an off day, you know, but they weren't great in that game in that 2-2. But it was a lot of goalkeeping errors. The goalkeepers were awful in that game. It wasn't an
uh,
entertaining game despite being 2-2. It was a really weird game,
so
I must say.
something I was listening to the Keiko Lasso podcast, and I think Onana is is gonna be back because
Oh,
they're
okay.
apparently he wasn't playing because he like has decided to leave in the summer, but their other goalkeeper like broke a finger or fracture or something with his hand, so he can't play. So Onana is going to be filling in. So it'll be interesting to see. And yeah, Steven says you two look drained by all this going on. We'll be fine. I'm feeling very drained, Steven. Like I just see everything, and I'm just like every day is something else. Every day is something new, and it's so hard. I really hope that everything dies down and we can kind of like just go back to normal
Normality.
soon. Yeah, it's like
Oh.
it's just Chelsea. It's not even like anything, like so major.
Mm.
But I don't know. Like when your life is football and you do content creation for football, mm, I don't know.
It's mad, I must
Yeah,
say.
it is mad. It's mad. Yeah,
So,
sorry, I was just reading the chat. A lot of people are asking about Man United Atletico. I was at the reverse fixture, which was super fun. Highly recommend going to the Wanda Metropolitano. If you guys have a chance, the stadium is massive. They really put on like a great show as well, like super loud. I really loved it. But I felt like in that reverse fixture, Atletico really were dominant, especially in the first half. They played so well, and I was thinking, oh, they should be like 2 or 3 goals up. And United just like didn't know what to do with the ball. They had no answers. I think in that first game, they had no shots on target.
yeah.
Um, and then they ended up getting their clutch goal, and when it happened, it was, like, literally right in front of where I was sitting, and I saw the space open up. I was like, "This is going in. This is a goal, like, 1,000%." Uh, but now so the feeling around Madrid, and I was reading some of, like, the papers around, is that, like, Atletico should have realistically like touched this up in the first leg.
Yeah.
Now they are a bit unlucky. They kind of have to go for it in the second leg.
Mm.
And now they're at a disadvantage because they're playing away at Old
Away.
Trafford. So I want to go more in detail because this is like the big game
Yeah.
of today.
Mm.
So I'll have a couple of questions, but just my first question.
Mm.
Like how big of an advantage do you think it is for Manchester United being able to play at home at Old Trafford today?
I don't think it's big, to be honest, because I think Man United right now are going for a very sticky period where they're not very consistent. They're not playing brilliantly. I know they beat Tottenham at the weekend, but they weren't great in that game either. For decent spells, you know, Tottenham definitely had their say in the game. And I think for me, when I take a look at Man United, I say to myself, what do I expect from them in this game? You know, everybody will lean towards Ronaldo. He's going to come and save them. But at the same time, I could go and say, look at Harry Maguire in defence and look at the goal that he conceded with Felix and how he allowed him to run him across for the header. So when I
Yeah,
take when I take a look at Man United, their defense is so unpredictable. Their attack is still unpredictable. I know Ronaldo got a hat trick, but that's his first good performance in probably 8-9 games or something. So I could easily see Atletico Madrid coming and winning this game. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a very difficult game to call because you do have some big players in that Man United team like Ronaldo, like Sancho. If they step up, and they turn it on, then it could be a difficult day for Atletico. But at the same time, Atletico have got good players as well. Felix is in very good form now. And Atletico are in decent form as well. From what I can see from when they last played Man United to this fixture now, I think they've got all wins. So I think
They
Atletico.
do have all wins. They're currently fourth in La Liga. They have 51 points. Real Madrid have 66.
Yeah.
But the win, even though they did win, I was watching a bit of the game against Cadiz on Friday, and it wasn't like so convincing, in my opinion. Like I felt like they kind of like have been grinding out the results a bit, but not like such convincing results. Very similar to Manchester United. I feel that you kind of look at them and you're like, okay, how are they? I think they're in fifth right now.
Yeah,
In
what
the league.
they're behind Arsenal with like 3
Like
games
2
left.
games in
Yeah,
hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
3 games in
And
hand for Arsenal.
you look at their form, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, and the last 3 games, a draw, a loss, and a win. Like you said, the win was not so convincing for some. I actually thought Spurs got unlucky because I felt that they had a better game than United, and it was kind of down to like Cristiano Ronaldo's brilliance in that match.
Yeah,
My next
100%.
question for you, like, do you think that Ronaldo hinders or helps Manchester United more?
I would say he hinders more than he helps because, I mean, listen, people will say he's the only reason why they're in the Champions League, and I would agree because he scored some very important goals, but he's not going to lead them to the Champions League. You know, he's not good enough to do that anymore. He's still 37 and he doesn't have a team. My thing is with Ronaldo is, because I was listening to Rio Ferdinand speak about this on 5 with 5, with some of my good friends on there. Ronaldo doesn't bring enough in terms of his output anymore, or in terms of his overall play, to compensate for him off the ball. So when people are saying, oh, it's Ronaldo, he's never had to press, the reason why he's never had to press is because he's always been one of the best players in the world upside with Messi. He's guaranteeing you goals. He's guaranteeing you moments. He's guaranteeing you all the things that he does on the ball. Ronaldo used to be a complete player on the ball. He used to be able to dribble. He used to be able to create opportunities. He used to be able to go out wide, drop deep. He can't do that now. Now he's just up front. So he may have never had to press. He may have never had to cover spaces to help defensive shape. But that's because he was worth sacrificing the rest of your team for. And he's played in better teams that could handle playing with a man down off the ball. This Manchester United team can't handle playing with a man down off the ball because they're not good enough. They don't have a DM. They don't have a proper centre-back pairing. They don't have good fullbacks. They don't have so many things that you would need to be able to compensate for his lack of defensive contribution. So as people can bring up Champions League goals and they can bring up second in Premier League top scoring, and I keep saying the heroes change, but nothing overall ever really gets fixed. You know, you still have damage. You know those superhero movies where they think they've saved the city, but then the city's in absolute tatters. That's basically what this is. This is literally Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes. Last season Bruno, this season Ronaldo. Both of them have capes on. They're both saying they saved the city, but when you look behind them, there's buildings falling over and there's people screaming.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is, because he's come in and they're meant to be another. This is another man or another player that Man United can't live without, or is not the issue. But they've fallen further down the table, and they're out of all competitions, and they will be out of this one either in this round or the next round. So nothing's really changed at Manchester United. It's just different people taking on goal scoring responsibility, and the overall team still suffering.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. That like, you know, you have Ronaldo, like you said it perfectly, really. You have him and he's going to score you, like as Robbie said, these clutch goals and clutch moments, but that isn't always the case. And like you said, like him not pressing off of the ball like really can hinder United, and like they're kind of, if he doesn't perform, like I don't see them really performing well. So obviously this game is 1-1 right now. What do you think Atletico need to do in order to win this game?
I think Atletico just needs to sit deep and break. You know, do the traditional Atletico thing, frustrate the living daylights out of them. You know, don't allow any gaps in between the lines. Be very compact. Obviously, you need to keep an eye on Ronaldo penalty box wise because he's got an incredible record against Atletico Madrid. But for me, frustrate them, and then once you do that, you know, you can get out of their defense. I don't even think they even have to sacrifice too much of the ball because I don't think Man United are great. Man United are not great when they're for me out of possession and they're asked to do a job defensively. You know, they're still for me lacking in that area. They like to dominate, so I think they will dominate possession because that's what they always intend to do under Ragnick. But defensively, they're such a mess. I look at their defenders like Maguire. I know he's going to start this game. Lindelof the other day against Man City. So many individual areas. Wan-Bissaka if he plays. Both the left backs are not very good defensively at the moment in Shaw and Tellez. De Gea will give you possession for fun because of his lack of ball playing ability. So I just think if they put enough pressure on Man United and they remain resolute, obviously they need to be good defensively, which is what traditionally they've always been built around anyway. If they can do that, then they can go through. But they do need to be careful because it is a one-off game, and Man United only have to turn up for one game, and then suddenly they're through. So.
Did you see the comments that after the loss against, I think it was City, that Ralph Rangnick said, like, I felt like this was the worst team that I ever coached? Did you see that?
The worst team that I ever coached. I never seen that. I'm not gonna lie to you. And
Look it up. I was like,
I'll take a look. Where is this? This is on Twitter.
I heard it on a podcast and I just Googled it and I did find like the quote. So I don't know. I was like, how's he get away with saying this? That's crazy. He said it, I think he said it after the Spurs game that he's saying after the City game, I was feeling that this was the worst team I ever coached, but like we were able to turn it around, kind of like trying to spin it
trying to find it.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you're gonna love this. Azpilicueta offering to pay for any travel costs Chelsea need. That's my captain. Apparently, that's been tweeted.
Did he come out of that? Where does he say that?
It's been tweeted by Con, so I'm guessing it's well sourced.
I saw somebody in the comments saying like, I'll offer to drive Chelsea around in my car. And I was like, yeah, well, I'll just pitch in to drive like a couple of players around. I don't even have my driver's license here. I don't know how to freaking drive manual cars. I would make it work to drive the Chelsea players around and try to figure it out.
It's mad. It's absolutely mad.
That's great. Yeah. Kai said it as well in today's.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe it was multiple people saying this.
Yeah, like you said, we spoke about this. I spoke about it with Jay, I think, last week. But he was like, these players are loaded. Like, I don't feel bad for them. They can just pay for their own accommodation. I was like, okay.
And their travel.
Yeah. I was like, imagine just showing up on like EasyJet or like.
Oh, can you imagine after you've had like, I don't know, Sam the 6-year-old kick the living daylights out of your seat and give you a bad back for the game in the Champions League. Like Tuchel was all talking about professionalism, and obviously we need to arrive in good conditions to like look after the squad and their physical state and whatnot. But yeah, it's nuts. Like it sounds like, I mean, from the way they sound like they're talking, they're going to be staying in hostels tonight. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm looking forward to seeing. I wish I'd got more detail on that. Although it was such a weird question, I wish I got more detail on how they're like how their arrangements are, because it's probably so abnormal to them, but hey, welcome to normal life.
I'm very curious. I'm very, very curious about this. I mean, even they could definitely afford to like go luxury, like Timo Werner's making $270 a week. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I said we should suspend half of them. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a whole list of people that were making too much money, and I said to myself, these guys got to get suspended. Like, just start a fake fight. Like, just start a fake fight in training. Like 5 or 6 of you have a little punch up, and then we can just disciplinary like act for all of you on the highest wages and just suspend you for 2 weeks' wages. Because if we actually suspended the wages that I'd suggested, we'd be saving about $1 million a week on wages. Yeah, and that could be the difference between EasyJet and I don't know.
I don't know what rich people.
Yeah, neither do I. Yo, rich people, what do you go in again?
Yeah. I'm just like happy if somebody's like not in the seat next to me. I'm like, score.
Oh god. Yeah,
um,
if there's no one not sitting next to me asking to get up to go to the toilet, I'm like, excuse me? What's going on here?
it's the worst.
Luxury.
It's the worst.
What do you
Yeah.
mean I'm getting food? What is this? This is crazy. You're
It
feeding me now?
is. Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
Um, what was I going to
Easy jet
say?
or private jet, that's funny.
Easy jet or private jet. Um,
Oh god, my eyes.
oh my god. I needed a laugh. I needed a laugh, guys. I really did. Um, just turning back to the Atletico game or United Atletico game quickly. Who's winning this
Hmm.
game, please? What's your prediction?
I'm gonna go with an Atletico shock 2-1 win at Old
I don't think
Trafford.
it'll be that much of a shock. I really don't. Like I had them to win, um, but then after the tie, I really felt that they played better in the first half. But after the tie, I was like, oh, God, I don't know. I feel like United might have like an like home advantage, whatever. But like the thing is, like these two teams are like so similar in how their season's going and how they've been playing, so it could really go either way. And United like have been winning games that they like shouldn't have necessarily won. I feel like, especially in the group stages of the
Mm.
Champions League. But I'm gonna tip it towards Atletico as well. I don't know if I see them scoring 2 goals. I'm gonna go
You don't see him
1-1.
scoring 2 goals. Felix is in good form. I don't know. I feel like Felix could do some doing. I want Felix to have a masterclass tonight. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
know.
That's what I'm
I'm
looking
gonna
for
I'm gonna go
because I really
1-1,
like Felix.
and I'm gonna say that 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 maybe Atletico score goal in extra time. Something that was like interesting to me, when I was like doing research for the away game for the previous game, is that they
Mm.
had like almost the same number of goals conceded and scored. So I'm just looking now. So after this game now in the leagues, not in all comps, uh, United have 48 goals for and 40 goals against, and Atletico have 52 goals for and 36 goals against. And before they played each other in the first leg, that number was about this. It was the same. I think it was just like one goal more conceded, scored by United or something like that. So interesting one. Like the
Mm.
Atletico have been maybe performing a little better now than,
And you
but
need a Atletico to go through for the coverage as well.
I know, I do. Like, please just do it for me, so that I can continue like covering. I wanted to like interview people on the street or something. We literally
Mm.
had a sandstorm here in Madrid, or in like all most of Spain, from the
The hell?
Sahara. And I woke up and there was like dirt all over all of the car. I was like, I saw one car. I was like, what
Jesus.
happened to this car? And then I saw that it was like all of the cars, all of the street, and the air was just really dirty, and it
Mm.
was a storm from like the Sahara that brought like all of the sand, and then it like rains mud, basically.
Jesus. Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
and so I was
We
like, I'm
don't get that over here. I
I've
ain't
never
seen sand in
gotten it.
about 3 years.
I mean, I've never gotten it, and I was like, this is not normal. My husband's like, oh yeah, it happens, and I was like, what? I've never experienced this. Like, what the heck is this? But anyways, guys, sorry. Back to football. Um,
Where did the audio go?
what? What
Hold
did
on
you
a
say?
second. Let's see. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The audio just disappeared. As I said, we don't get that over here. The UK just shut me off again.
Oh, they're like, just you wait, Matisse, you will get it.
100%. Oh my days.
um,
Coming to
so
America. Oh, they're
wait,
asking you if having an American owner. I guess they're asking you as a fellow American.
like I really like I don't know like much about American sports actually. Like my family follows the Mets, which is baseball. I
Mm,
don't, because the time of games is like really difficult and I just find it pretty boring.
yeah.
Um, I don't follow American football either.
Mm,
So I actually know nothing about any of the owners. I know one of them, Woody Johnson, is the owner of the Jets. The Jets like have not they have not competed in like Lord knows how long. They always come in last. And I replied to somebody on Twitter, and then Alex Goldberg was like, "This is the worst run institution in all of sports." I was like, "That's all I need to know." So if it's him, I haven't seen so many leagues. I would be a little bit worried. Not going to lie. I think Todd Boehly, I don't know how to pronounce it, is the front runner in this match. Sorry, in this
In this
run
race. Yeah.
race. Um, I don't know so much about him. I think the Dodgers won the what's like the base. I don't even know how it's called. It's like the baseball, like the World
Dodgers.
Series. The World
Oh,
Series.
okay. The World
I
Series. I
think
have
they
no idea.
recently won that. No, maybe I'm thinking of the Super Bowl. I think they like LA recently won the Super Bowl. I have
How
no
are you
fucking
American right now?
I don't follow American sports. I'm sorry. Um,
How
but
could you, as a
uh,
fellow American? Why am I saying fellow for?
yeah, is there something I don't know with these? Yeah, I don't really like care like where the owners are from, like if they're American or not. Like being American, it doesn't really bother me. I
Yeah,
just want whoever the new owner is, to care about the club. That's all I really care about. Like be willing to,
invest
I don't
and
know, invest and want the club to do well, and just, obviously they're going to see it as a profit, but just hopefully care about it and make sure that it's in good hands. And that's kind of all I want. What about you, Matisse?
I'm just tired of the situation at this point. Like I just want it to be over. Do you know what I mean? It's just draining, constant. It's just annoying, isn't it? It's something that, regardless of who we get, there's going to be definitely drawbacks to it in some capacity. I did a video on this yesterday, about the different types of ownership that we could get, and I focused on the Saudi one. Obviously, everybody's excited, but there's obvious drawbacks to that. There's drawbacks to so many of these. So yeah, whoever we end up with, there's going to be some sort of dirty money made somewhere. There's going to be some sort of wrongdoing, and there's going to be questions asked. So whoever it is, just hurry up and get it over with at this point.
Yeah, so we can get out of this like fucking weird limbo that we're in.
Yeah,
Um,
it's long,
Keanu
man.
says a consortium will be the worst case scenario. If there's a disagreement when making decisions, it'll go left. I haven't seen any links, I feel, that aren't a consortium, except the Saudi owners. But I really don't think that would go through. Um,
I
I'm
have no
not
idea,
seeing
because
anything else.
the UK are very they've got a lot of close relations with Saudi in terms of projects and money coming in and all that stuff, and there's probably a whole heap of politics involved as to how that deal could get done. There could be benefits on both sides, so I wouldn't even rule it out, because people say, oh, maybe the UK don't want to look bad, but the UK government have never had a problem looking bad before, so I wouldn't hang your hat on that one. I'm not gonna lie. Well, it could be anyone. I ain't ruling it out.
Yeah, it could be anyone. I think I saw Todd Bowley, and like that consortium
Yeah,
is the front runner.
yeah.
Hopefully, I think the bids are due by Friday, so hopefully this goes very quickly and we'll be able to kind of get something sorted and get the club out of this and put everything behind us. So this is kind of like a fun game. Thank you for the suggestion. If you had to stay with the new owners, who would you keep sell? So let's just go through the team, and we can say it on the sit. Maybe we say it at the same time. I don't know what you think, or we go alternating, like who we would keep and sell. Uh,
Oh, we love to play this game. Everybody already knows half my answers, man. I
all
say it
right.
so often. I say it so often. All
All
right,
right. Well,
where are we starting
okay.
from? Goalkeeper.
Let's say it at the same time. It will make it funner.
Okay.
Like,
So who we
okay.
starting with? Go
So
on.
let's start with Kepa.
Sell.
1, 2,
Oh, sorry. I couldn't wait. I didn't know there was a countdown.
I
Okay, there's a
was,
countdown.
I was gonna say sell as well. Okay, cool.
All right, I know there's a countdown now.
Mandy, 1, 2, 3,
Keep.
keep.
Yeah, obviously. That's not even a
Okay, I
discussion.
feel like some of the defenders we might disagree on. I don't know.
Okay.
Aspie, 1, 2, 3, keep.
Keep. Now I'm saying keep. Do you know why I'm saying keep now? Because of the ownership situation, it's changed my opinion on some of these players, whether we
Ooh,
should let them go or not. Because now I don't know how much money we're going to have in the summer. So now I think keeping most players is actually quite important just to stabilize the club. So that's right now, until I know who's in charge, I'd say keep him.
interesting. I mean, I think just for like the leadership as well, even if
Mm.
he's not
And
playing
because we just
maybe.
lost Christensen as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I think 1,000%. Um, yeah, so Christensen we won't go through. Trevor, 1, 2, 3,
Keep.
keep.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh Thiago Silva is obviously a keep because he's already renewed his
He's already
contract.
signed. Yeah.
Rudiger, keep.
Yes, it's definite. It's a definite keep. It's not even a conversation. It's a
I
definite keep.
That's the thing that like really got me nervous, or one of the things is that like we might not be able to renew his contract or like get the contract situation sorted. Because at the moment everything is frozen and we can't have those talks and he could leave for free. I don't know if he would be like, oh, I'm just gonna stay on a free or whatever. See how things work out. I don't
I
know,
don't know
but
about all that. I don't know. I think it right now he's patient and he seems to be waiting, but hey, we don't know how long that's gonna be for.
yeah, yeah. It's like there's only at this point, like we should have had this sorted like a year ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should have had it. We should have had it sorted after the Champions League win. Maybe that's when we should have started in the summer trying to tie these up.
Yeah,
But it is what it is.
it
It is what it
is. Yeah. Okay. Alonso.
is.
We'll start doing the 1, 2, 3. We'll just go for Alonso. Sell.
Sell.
I saw something. I don't remember what it was, but it was a joke about how long Alonso. Oh, my sister sent it to me. That it was like a joke about how long Alonso's been at the club. Um, yeah, he's been there forever. So funny. Who else do we have? Do we have anybody? Chilwell and Reece James, obvious keep,
Obviously, keep. Yeah.
obviously. Okay. Conte, keep.
Keep, keep. We have to keep. We have to keep these guys until I see the ownership, change and how much money we got. We have to keep the key players right now. I said question marks on these guys when we had Roman, and I thought we had some money, but right now, especially if this consulting comes in, no, we have to keep these guys.
I know. I would have thought before all of this happened, I would have thought maybe sell Jorginho,
Mm,
not because I actually think he's been playing well, but it looks like from his agent, and I don't know like how trustworthy we can believe what he's saying, or if he's just trying to get like a better contract or whatever. But it looked like he was thinking about like going back to Italy before it was like too late in his career. But
mm.
now I'm thinking maybe he stays. But I think he only has another year on
Mm.
his contract. Kova keep
He does,
obviously.
yeah. Both him and Kante only have a year left on their contract, so
Oh god, yeah. Would you renew Conte past the year?
um, not on those wages. I wouldn't, to be honest.
Interesting.
Not on those wages. We need to bring our wage bill down.
I think if there's anybody who would take a wage cut though, I feel like it would be N'Golo Conte.
Yeah, I mean, for you looking at his personality, definitely. I don't know who his agent is, and I don't know. I don't know his ambitions if he wants to retire here or would he want another. Like, I don't know. It's difficult with Kante because you can't really tell. He's just happy all the time, innit? So it's like you don't really know what's going on in his head. But I do feel like we do need to still those two players should not be key players in the coming years. We need to have good we need to have good options for them. I don't know whether we should renew them, to be honest, until I see the new ownership. If we're very tight with money, then it's better to keep these guys than try and purchase replacements outright. And we should probably look to develop replacements in Gallagher and Gilmore and maybe someone else that we find on the cheap. If we do have money, then it's a different conversation. So yeah, right now I don't know about renewing, but they It depends on the length of contract, depends on the wage. But yeah, we do need to get that wage bill down though, because the wage bill stinks.
Yeah, so talking about that, I kind of want to go through the rest quickly because our comments are kind of going a bit mad that apparently Football London has just broken something. Never, like
Oh,
literally every hour, it's just something new.
something
So
new. Yeah.
I'll just go through quickly mine. Mount keep, Kai keep, Pulisic keep,
Yep.
Ziyech
Agree with all that.
keep,
Yep.
Timo sell,
Yep.
Lukaku sell.
Yep.
Am I missing someone?
Kennedy sell.
Bakayoko sell.
Barkley sell. Loftus Cheek, if I'm honest, probably look at a sale as well. Depending on the
Yeah,
money coming in, you
it,
should look
it
at a
breaks my
sale for him
heart.
as
It
well.
really breaks my heart.
Should look at a sale for him, if I'm honest.
I'm just
Yeah, you
gonna.
should. You should. I'd rather have
Yeah,
Ampadu. I'd rather have Ampadu, Gilmore, and Gallagher all in the squad over Loftus Cheek this season.
yeah, and they've been killing it on their loans. Just to address this super chat, thank you so much for the super chat. It's been a long day, so I appreciate it. I have no idea like about this. To be honest, they said that they were suspending
Well, what
like
does suspension mean? Because I don't think they're coming back if they're suspended, are they?
do we suspend them? Like I thought that they
They
like
suspended themselves.
I thought that they like terminated relations with us
Mm.
temporarily.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
temporarily, but then I'm like,
but I think the club, whoever the new owner is, might say, "Hey, like we're just gonna bring in a new sponsor." So
yeah.
it could be the last we see of three. I'm not sure if they're going. I haven't seen anything. I did see some article written by Nazar for Goal saying like if the Saudi group gets us, they might bring in some sponsor that they have. But I'm honestly not sure. I think like it's going to be a big decision. I don't know if the club will want to have them back. To be completely honest. Um,
Again, it depends, isn't it? Because if they're temporarily suspended, then the deal is still there. Like the outskirts and the 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 rough framework of the deal still exists because it's just a suspension. Now that we're still wearing their sponsor on our shirts. So they've asked for temporary suspension. The club have not come out with a statement and said that we have agreed to temporarily suspend our deal with three. So they have requested to temporarily suspend. Doesn't mean that it's actually gone through because we're still using their sponsor on all of our shirts when we play games because we don't have any other shirts that don't have their sponsor on them. So at
yeah.
the moment, it looks like their demand has just fallen on deaf ears and we've just kept it moving.
Did you see that they lost like
Yeah, I
70,000?
seen that. Yeah. I seen. I seen. Listen, it's just business is business, isn't it? I think the route that they've taken, I don't really feel like it's gonna have much positive impact for them as a brand, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's their decision, isn't it? So at the end of the day, with the sanctions there, if we do have less capacity at the stadiums and we don't get that sorted, which I think we will, which is why I don't really feel like it was necessary to go to that length. And Nike and Trivago have obviously decided to stick it out. I just don't feel like the situation is going to be resolved within a few weeks. I don't feel like it's worth pulling out of a whole deal, but I don't know. It's up to them, isn't it?
Yeah,
But yeah, they've lost a lot of numbers.
it's up to them totally. And thank you for this comment. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys wanna like and subscribe, I like have like some goals in mind that I want to try to hit. I'm not gonna share them with anybody in case I don't hit them. But if you're watching and like what you see, Matisse and I do this every single week. So make sure to like and subscribe this. Yeah, the wage bill is insane when you think about how many people as how much money these players make. And I don't think that the new owners are going to be able to keep up with it. Like having players like Kepa on 150 a week, that's your like second goalkeeper. That makes no sense. That's not
Yeah.
going to be feasible. So I saw like some people in the comments saying like that something new on Football
Yeah,
London.
I've just found it. So, exclusive from them is that the UK government will not decide who buys Chelsea. Rain Group, who have been tasked with finding a buyer for Roman on behalf of Roman Abramovich, will choose the preferred bidder after Friday deadline. So it doesn't actually go down to the UK government. So we shall see who they pick.
At least, I guess. It says Rain Group, a U.S. bank, has been overseeing the sale process since before the Russian billionaire was sanctioned by the government last week. They've set a deadline on Friday for bids to be submitted, which was pushed back 72 hours due to the sanctions. At that point, they're expected to report to the Department of Digital, Cultural Media, and Sport with their assessment of the best offers. It's unclear if the club will have any say, with a spokesperson unable to comment on the process. Rain will make a decision around the preferred bidder, and the government will only step in once they have received satisfactory evidence that Abramovich will not make any financial gain. Interesting. Oh, my like internet is messing up. What do you think about this, Matisse?
On this breaking news here.
And somebody said like Saudi close. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, no, listen, it's not close. There's a lot of people right now on the TL who have got this very misconstrued. The UK and Saudi have been doing a lot of deals, and a lot of work has been getting done between those two counterparts. And just because the UK government are now not involved, it doesn't up our chances of getting to Saudi. It doesn't make a difference, because I think, if anything, the UK government may have even gone down that route. That's what I was saying earlier in the show, is that I wouldn't be surprised if the UK government went with the Saudis, because they're allowing so much investment to come in from them. They're like the new Russia for UK right now. So it doesn't make a difference. So I wouldn't up or lessen my excitement. It's just whatever.
Oh God. I just want it to be sorted. Like, I just want it to be sorted so we don't have to worry about it anymore, really. Jonathan, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I saw this somewhere. I'm looking on Sky Sports. I'm not finding it anymore. I did see it on the timeline at some point. Lille match may not happen. Matisse, do you know anything else about this? Like, why it wouldn't
I have
happen?
not seen that.
If
I have
we're
not
already
seen
in
that.
the lead. I
Why
saw it
would
somewhere.
the game not happen?
I don't know. Like, well, I'm trying I'm trying to see if the guys, if you know anything in the comments, I saw this on the timeline. Like, I was scrolling past it and I didn't look too much into it. But I'm not sure why it wouldn't happen, unless they're just trying to like punish Chelsea further, or like Thomas Tuchel has literally come out and said he would drive like the bus himself if he needed to. So as long as
Yeah,
we can get to the game, I don't know why.
I haven't read this, to be honest.
It's
Yeah.
on Sky Sport. Oh, it's on Sky News. Okay,
EU
not Sky Sport. It's
sanctions.
due to
Yeah.
EU sanctions. I'm just pulling up Sky. I'm gonna look up Sky News quickly to see if I can get like the story for you guys. My internet is being pretty buggy. Not going to lie.
I'm not sure. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any of that anywhere. But then again, my timeline is an absolute minefield right now.
It is a minefield.
So it's a mess.
I did see this before the stream.
Did you?
I did, yeah, but I didn't know where I saw it from, and I didn't really look too much into it.
Because I mean, they're doing all the pre-match stuff for it, so I'll just assume the game's going ahead. I'll be like, why wouldn't it be? You know?
Yeah, like it would
Unless
be like
something else is gonna pop up now, I'm just like, at this point, just let it hit me in it in the moment, when
David said
it's widely covered.
it will go ahead. It was in jeopardy because the EU posed sanctions on Roman as well, but it will still go on.
Yeah, don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. I really, really don't. Oh, Champions League football lineups are out, apparently. Let's just take a quick look at that. So for Atletico de Madrid, if you guys ever like try to say Madrid properly, like Madrid, for me, this is probably one of the hardest words in Spanish to say, like, ever. That like the DR sound for me is like absolutely terrible. I don't know why. And so if you guys try to say it, let me know how you get on, because for me it still doesn't feel 1,000%, but I just get it by. So Oblak in goal, Llorente, Jimenez, Savage, Renildo, Lodi, Herrera, De Paul, Koke, Joao Felix, and Griezmann. Interesting to know Griezmann had not started the reverse fixture. Yeah, I'm just looking at their bench. Kondogbia, who had a really good game in the first leg. Correa also on the bench. Suarez on the bench. So they have like some good players that they can bring off of the bench in this match. Oh, I'm really excited for it now. And let's just check out Manchester United. Their status is ready for a big night in the UCL. I feel like they've updated it just for that. De Gea, Maguire, Ronaldo, Fred. Why is this not in like any specific? Oh, it's in number order, not player order. Fred, Fernandez, Ferran, Dallo, Sanchez, Sancho, Alex Telles, Elanga starts, and McTominay. So McTominay and Fred in that midfield. What do you make of the lineups, Matisse?
I mean, Man United right now can't really put together anything that impresses me. If I'm honest, do you know what I mean? They can't really put together anything that impresses me. Their lineup is just their lineup is their lineup. You know, it's what they've got. They've got a whole heap of players that they got rid of in the attack over January, so they just got to fill what they can fill. But for me, I'm taking the shock of Atletico winning, because I can't trust Man United in any circumstance right now. I think the fact that they're even playing Maguire just speaks volumes. I mean, I don't know how many times you have to put this man on the pitch for him to disappoint you. It's crazy. How many more times have we got to see Harry Maguire in this defense? I have no idea.
It's mad to me
We shall
that he
see.
has like 80 million. Like totally inflated the market. Yeah. And that I saw that there was like a row between him and Ronaldo. I don't know how true it is, but that like I think Ronaldo wanted to be captain, or I don't know. Um, but very interesting there. Just a quick question from Robbie: would you ever go to a prem game for another team in the UK for the experience? Maybe like a Chelsea away match, but I really, if I'm not living in the UK, and I'm going to visit, I would probably just go to London. I probably wouldn't visit to go see another match unless I was like working for it, which would be pretty cool. Um, or maybe like a big match, like a City, Liverpool, or something like that. I don't know, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it.
I've been to Brighton, but I mean, yeah, I obviously would, because it's just interesting. But I wouldn't really.
If I live there, 1,000%.
There's still always
but
a purpose.
me
It's like
not
for a
living
loan
there,
watch or
it's like
something.
meh.
Yeah, it's there's always a purpose for me. I'll probably go to see like one of the academy graduates or something playing like Livermento or Broja or something like that.
Yeah, that makes total sense. If I had like the ability to live there and kind of be able to travel to games, absolutely. Being in Madrid, not happening. Like any trip that I make, any money that I spend, it's gonna be for Chelsea in London.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I could go to whatever game, like any random games in Spain. That would be the compromise. And I actually would do that in Spain. Like I don't really have like a team here. I think if I had to pick, I would like favor Atletico Madrid. But I don't really have anybody obviously that I support. But I would go to like a Barcelona game or Real Madrid or whatever. Yeah. All right, guys. Let us know your UCL score predictions. If everything goes well and there's not too much drama, I'll be streaming with Eunice tomorrow ahead of the game, which is always a good time. It's been a while since I've had him on the channel. So that will be super fun. Keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'm gonna go eat it. You guys can tell when I haven't eaten because I get like a little bit like angsty by the end of these streams. I'm gonna go eat. Matisse, as always, thanks for joining in, and let everybody know where they can find you.
For me, MAH on YouTube, and then on Twitch, just my app Matisse Armani as usual. And yeah, that's basically where I'm uploading every day. YouTube videos are coming out. One's just gone out, addressing the ticket situation for Middlesbrough, addressing Jamie Carragher's comments, addressing the UK government's lack of willingness to actually allow fans in a stadium for even free tickets, which I find just absurd. So I discussed all of that, and then on Twitch I'll be covering the Atletico versus Man United game in about half an hour or yeah,
Fun.
35 minutes. So yeah, that's where you'll
I
find
don't
me.
know how you do it. Like, I get so tired. Like,
I just got to be honest, it's only because I enjoy doing it. That's the only way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this much content. But I actually like doing it, so it's calm.
if I
It's
ever
calm.
get to do this full time, maybe. But with my job, I'm like, after the job and then streaming by like 8 o'clock, I'm ready to pass out. And when we have like late games, it's really hard for me to do the reviews because I'm so tired. So I apologize, guys, if I don't post reviews like right after games when they're late. I'm an hour ahead. I'm an hour behind. No, I'm an hour behind the UK. Yeah. So
Yeah, you are now. Yeah, yeah.
so everything is later. So yeah, it's like 11. Maybe for some of you that's not so late. I like to try to get up early, so it's late for me, guys. But anyways, something goes Atletico 7, Man United nil. Hope you're right. That would be a brilliant watch. Let's see some goals in this game, guys. Hope that you enjoyed this stream. As always, it's at 6 p.m. UK time every Tuesday. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to Matisse, follow him on Twitch. Like I said, he's posting content, like literally so much content every day. I don't know how he keeps up with it everything, but make sure to follow him on socials and follow me as well. Ellie Helenek on, I don't know how to point. Okay, here. Ellie Helenek on Twitter, Elizabeth Helenek on Instagram. And yeah, I post, obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. So that I don't know, so that you can see more videos and yeah, help me out, help others to find my channel. So hope that you guys enjoyed this stream, feeling in a better mood at the end of it. So thank you guys. And yeah, hope that we're in for some really good football, hopefully, and we'll be back next week. So until next time, we're out. Bye, guys.